Hello adventurers, I'm Gray and we're back in my Terraria world where we go to talk about things because I want to vent about an issue that's not really an issue, but I've been thinking about it recently and just wanted to discuss it, and that is that there are too many sources of entertainment nowadays to really keep up with everything. And it's something I was thinking about recently, about how overwhelmed I've been with trying to keep up with all sorts of stuff going on in the world, not just entertainment, but just everything in general. And it's crazy. There's so much information. It's information overload, and it's making it difficult to get a lot of things done because I'm always stressing about trying to keep up with everything. And I'm in my Terraria world, like I said. As you can tell, I've done quite a lot since last time I recorded a sort of venting type video, but I basically turned this into my single player world and I've been messing around in it. It's a lot of fun. Not in hard mode yet, but I could easily fight the wall of flesh anytime. But that's beside the point. I just want to discuss the entertainment sources. So really, recently, I've been having a hard time keeping up with a lot of the stuff I like to watch, and the first thing I can think of that I have a really hard time keeping up with is YouTube. So with the whole coronavirus thing going on right now, I know a lot of people have been watching more YouTube than ever. Not just YouTube, but any sort of entertainment, but YouTube is the first thing that comes to mind for me, because that's what I spend the most time on in terms of entertainment. And in a way, I love watching YouTube videos and finding new YouTubers and watching the ones that I'm already big fans of and stuff like that. But there is so much time now to watch YouTube that I feel like it became more of a chore. And in a way, it's a bit of a chore to keep up with everything that's going on in my YouTube feed. Every day, it's basically become a routine that I do instinctually. Kind of like how some people open Reddit or browse Twitter instinctually. I'll just open up YouTube once every hour, open up all of the videos that I've missed within that time frame in new tabs, and then I'll catch up on everything that I missed. Sometimes I don't even really pay full attention to the videos. Nowadays, I'm starting to set them to 2x speed. That way I can catch all of the stuff that they say without needing to spend as long watching the videos. And I feel like most of the time now, at least over half the time, I'm watching YouTube videos less for the actual entertainment they bring, and more so I don't miss out, and so I can stay up to date on the YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. And I feel like that's an issue that not just I've been having, but a lot of people have been having. Just because there's so much time to watch this stuff now, and you want to keep up with everything. But when you're trying to spend so much time keeping up with everything, it impedes on everything else you're trying to do. And it makes you enjoy all the things that you're doing less. And that YouTube's the biggest issue for me with that, just because I spend so much time watching YouTube. And don't get me wrong, there are some YouTubers who I really love watching, who I would never drop watching or anything like that. There are just some that I probably should go back and reconsider and potentially unsubscribe to, just because I watch them just methodically without even thinking about it at this point, and it's a bit of an issue. And going even beyond YouTube, because YouTube is very saturated, but there are every other entertainment source, like Netflix. I don't really use Netflix at all. Netflix is not something that I really watch, because I have to be choosy with what I watch in order to have time to do all the stuff I do. So Netflix is one of the things, and basically any online streaming service, I don't really use them that much, even though we have them. My parents really like it, though. But I know that there's a huge surplus of great shows on Netflix, Hulu, basically any streaming service, that people have a hard time just keeping up with that, even if they don't watch any YouTube or use other social media sites. And the other one that I often watch is anime. I watch a lot of anime. In fact, anime is the one sort of entertainment source that I've been able to keep fairly well up to date with, for the most part. But the thing with me and anime, though, is that I don't really watch stuff that's new whenever it's airing and all that stuff. I basically just pick whatever old show has good reviews and stuff I think would be fun, and watch it with friends or watch it by myself and have a good time with that. And because of that, anime doesn't stress me out too much. I don't make it too big a deal to keep up with everything, which is fortunate. Also, this year has been a lot less in terms of anime, just because of the virus and stuff like that. I can't quite reach the top here for some reason. Bit weird. I'm trying to fill out the map. So that's been pretty fine, but there's still so much anime out there that it's impossible to watch everything if you're trying to. That's a futile effort, pretty much. And then the hardest thing I have to keep up to date with right now is video games. And I found that as I'm getting older, it's been getting harder and harder to keep up with all the video games that are being released nowadays. Because video games take a long time. Every single one. Of course, more of a certain games, but every single one requires a pretty decent time commitment. And not just time, but energy as well. You really got to focus on the games you're playing. It's hard to do other things while you're playing games. Whereas if you're watching YouTube or something, you can do that in the background while you're doing other things. But when you're playing a game, you have to focus on it for the most part, unless it's something like Terraria or Minecraft. And there's such large time commitments that it gets harder and harder nowadays to play them and to keep up to date with them. Like, I love games. I love following game news. I keep up with all sorts of YouTube sites that give game news, and I try to keep up with what's new and what's good and reviews and all that sort of stuff. But I find myself following games way more than I'm playing games nowadays, just because there's such a large time commitment and it's so difficult to do it. YouTube, actually, I'm pretty grateful for in terms of my channel, because it gives me an excuse to play games that I otherwise wouldn't. And there's actually a bit of a change I'm thinking of doing for the YouTube channel, because I want to try some games that I never would play otherwise. I might be doing some sort of series where I try off games that I've had in my library for so long on Steam that I have yet to ever try. I think that might be a fun thing, but it's just been so difficult to keep up with everything, and I've been stressing out about it. And I just wanted to vent about it a little bit, especially because school is starting back up for me again soon, in just 1 or 2 weeks. And I'm going to have even less time once school starts to keep up with just the basic media sources. Like I said, I gotta be really picky with the stuff I follow. So if you mention something to me and I say I'm not playing it or I'm not watching it, that sort of stuff, I probably heard of it because I follow a lot of news for the entertainment sources I follow, like anime and games and stuff. But I'm probably not playing it just because I'm so picky and so choosy with the sources of media I use. I don't use Twitter, I don't use Facebook or social media pretty much at all. I occasionally pop open Reddit, but I'm not even logged into my account that I have on Reddit, so I don't know, I just go to the homepage and r/all. I'm a normie. And then I catch up on YouTube as much as I can until I take, say, a week break. Like last week I was on vacation, and it's been so difficult to get caught back up on the videos I missed. There's been so many. I've spent 3 days now trying to get caught back up, and I think I've about done it at this point. It is a struggle, and that's the main reason why I was making this video, just me trying to catch up on YouTube with the stuff I missed this past week. I'm picky with what I do, though, and I feel like everyone needs to be at this point. There's just too many things to do to be able to do everything. In my opinion, I think it's best to just pick out what you think you'll enjoy, find a genre you like, and cut out stuff from genres you don't like, because people have too limited time to be dedicating themselves to trying to like stuff that they're unsure if they'll like, you know? You might as well enjoy yourself with the media, because there's enough entertainment in stuff you know you'll like, so that you don't have to force yourself to do other things. Just do stuff that you think you'll enjoy, prioritize your time, and don't stress yourself out trying to keep up to date with everything. That's the main message of this. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say here. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, I appreciate a like, comment, or a subscription. If you want to see more of me venting like this, there'll be more videos about random topics. Don't worry, I do have opinions on lots of things. I just have to think of what topics I want to discuss and what won't get me in trouble with the internet and the law. Anyway, I'll see you all on the next adventure.